Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today is Tuesday, and I'm calling Tuesdays, of course, as if you saw last week, Tutorial Tuesday. And because I don't have anything hair related that I need to do today I decided I'm gonna do a crafting tutorial. And I'm gonna try to make this as easy and quick as possible. So I'm actually in the process of an order. I have a few. I'm going to share the photo of what I'm talking about that I got off of Pinterest, but they're sensory squares. So you have 6 panels of different textures of crochet or knit that you sew together into a cube, and that is a sensory square. So I made one as a baby shower gift, and she loved it that much that she wanted it for her classroom, since she does have a special needs classroom that she does. So I'm actually in the process of finishing one up. So I thought to share that with you. I already have a couple panels done. I have 3. I'm on the 4th one right now, but I'm going to do 5 and 6. Actually, I have a couple still to do, so I'm going to repeat some of these for you. So this is, I hope it shows it for you. The lighting is horrible, but it's the waffle stitch. This is not showing up very good in the red, but it's ribbed in a waffle shape. So all I'm doing is little patches like this, and when I sew them together, it'll make my cube. This is just straight lines ribbed. And then this is one of my favorites, which is what I'm going to show you first, is my loop-de-loop ones. So you can get these patterns online. You can get them on YouTube, which is where I get my help from. But I'm going to make another one of these for another cube that I need to make in a different color. So I'm going to do it in white yarn because I feel like that will show up better. So I'm going to get repositioned so I can show you the step-by-step of how to do this. First, let me walk you through what you need. All you need is a crochet hook of any size that you want to use. I'm using a 5mm or size H in the USA. It's size 8 in the UK. And then I have just regular yarn. I don't have the paperwork for it, so I don't know what size this is, but I generally am using a worsted, weighted yarn. You can get these really cheap from Walmart, from any craft store, etc. But again, I'm not sure of the exact size of the yarn because I don't have the paperwork, but it's just a regular acrylic and cotton yarn. You also need a pair of just regular scissors and a tapestry needle, but you won't need that until after you're done with your stitch. So these are the only 2 things you need to get started. All right, I'm gonna get situated and I will see you in just a second. Okay, now that we're situated, so again, this is my yarn. I'm going to work from the center, which should be this string here. Keep that one over there. Okay, and like I said, we're going to do, now that I can show it in depth, so it just has these little loops. Super easy, and in the back it's just single crochet. So yeah, I'm just going to show you how to quickly make this panel. Because I need another one for my second. Tangled. There we go. All right, so we're going to start off with a slip knot. So what I do there is just wrap around the fingers. You have your little X. What you want to do is turn over, yarn under the first one, and grab the second, pull through, and tighten. That makes your slip knot. Okay? And this makes it to where you can easily adjust your tightness or whatever. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. For this, it's just gonna be a square, so I'm gonna start off with 15 stitches. Okay, so we're just gonna loop in 15. So if you don't know how to crochet, I will link down below where I have shown you how to do all of these little movements here. But I'm just going to quickly move through this one. So 2, 4, 6, 7, okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, and now for this stitch, you only need to chain 1, not 2, just 1 for this stitch. So you're going to chain an additional, and then now we're working this way. All right, so in your first stitch is the second one from the hook. You are just going to single crochet all the way across because this is going to be the back side. Okay, So I'm going to do this fairly quickly, and I will meet you back here in just a second. Oh, wait, well, to show you. So yes, you're just going to single crochet into each. So it's yarn over, pull through one, and yarn through both, okay? I will slowly, sorry. So that's your next stitch. The first row is always the hardest, so this is why I always do my first row with the single crochet. So yarn in, yarn over, if I can get the terms correct, that would be great. So, okay, so here is your next stitch. You're gonna hook through the stitch, you're gonna yarn over, pull through, you have now two, yarn over again, and pull through those two loops. That's all a single crochet is. So again, hook through, yarn over, pull through two loops, yarn over again, pull through both loops, okay? So I'm just gonna speed that up a bit, and I'm gonna go through all 15 stitches, and I will meet you back on the next row. Okay, but keep doing that all the way across. I'll be right back. Okay, getting to the last stitches here. Hook through, yarn over, hook through. Yeah. I can't even say it fast. That's how terribly fast I get. So hook through. Now remember, you do have this stitch right here. It might not look like it, but this is what it's going to look like. It is still a stitch there. That's where you want to go, okay? At the end of this row, and then you turn your work, okay? So now this is going to be we're looking at the back, the front is going to be over here, but this is the front side that we're working on, okay? So this is super easy. So check this out, all right? I'm gonna move my yarn just a little bit out of view so I have more space so I can show you. All right, so what you're gonna do is hook through, that's your first stitch. Now that you have your first row, always remember you look at it from the top, it looks like V's. So this is your first stitch because this is the first V, okay? So what you're gonna do for this, to do this effect, you're going to grab it this way. Oops, that was off frame, I apologize. So we're going to go like this. You're gonna loop through, keeping your finger there for a little bit. Once you have it through the loop or through the stitch, you can release your finger and hold onto it with these two fingers, if you can see that. I'm holding it here so I don't lose that loop. Then you yarn over and pull through like the regular stitch we were doing before. I know that was confusing if you've never seen it before. I'm gonna do it a couple more times so you can see it, okay? This is when you want your fingers to be closer together. You don't want as much of a gap there. So again, next V. I hope my light is not blinding you with this yarn. I try to do a white or a light color so you can see it on this red background. All right, so my hook goes through the next stitch. I am gonna grab and loop around, and I'm gonna pull that through, keeping my finger within that loop until it's pulled through the stitch. Once I release, I'm gonna hold on to it with my other fingers. I'm gonna yarn over and pull through. That secures it in place. All right, so once again, sometimes I have to replace my fingers around the working yarn. That is okay, do not worry about that. Okay, so again, next stitch is right there. Okay, and instead of just yarning over, you're yarning over both and creating this loop. Oops, sometimes that happens. Oops, I was off frame, sorry. So if you lose it, don't worry, just re-loop it. But what you want to do is keep your finger within that loop to keep that gap. Sometimes I tighten the tensions just so I can keep my loops all the same size. Again, the finger released, holding on to it now with this hand or finger, yarn over to lock it in and pull through both of those. So it's going to look like 3 loops on your hook once you get that motion going. That's what you want to pull all the way through, okay? So again, right here, it's easy to hook it here and then go all the way around. So you're doing like a bigger yarn over, and you're going to want to keep all of that on your hook to pull through your stitch. And this is a little loose, so I'm going to tug on my working yarn to tighten that just a tad. Release my finger, pulling the yarn back upward, yarn over and pull through while holding my loop. So I already have 4 loops already. It's a super fun stitch, actually. It goes very quickly. So again, one more time I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to speed up a bit. So go on this side, hook it and pull through the whole section through your stitch. Tighten if you need to. Release and hold. Yarn over to lock in and pull through that whole segment there. Okay, so that's 5. So now I'm going to speed up and you'll see how quick this stitch is and how cute it is. All right, so next stitch, yarn over, pull through, tighten, yarn over, pull through. If you watch other tutorials of how to crochet, yarning over and pulling through is repeated so often. Sorry, got a little tangled there. Those terms are used throughout most crochet videos. Yarn over, pull through, tighten a little bit, release, and yarn over, pull through. And yarning over and pulling through it is actually a very fast motion. So sometimes in these videos, you're not even going to notice the actual motion. Is because it becomes second nature once you start getting it going. And if you keep your fingers wider apart, just know you have to tighten it just a little bit. It's okay. It's not changing anything. It's just, you just have that extra little added step. Key is also keeping your work neat, so that way you don't have to worry about tangles. All right, so we're getting to the end of this row. And I'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. Yarn over, tighten a little, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over, pull through. That one I didn't have to tighten, that was perfect. Yarn over, pull through. So that was the last stitch. The way you can tell, one is by counting your stitches. If you want to do that, you just go on the top and count your V's. So 1, 2, 3. I lost track of 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. If you count 15, then you're right on track. The other way you can check is with your loops, but that's what my loops look like from the front. And as you build up, it's gonna look just like that. So the next row is just gonna be, it's actually really easy. Hi, Dylan. I'll show you in just a second. So you chain 1, you turn your work, and then you single crochet all the way across. Okay, so I am back. Sorry about that. My son is, sorry for shaking the table. My son is potty training, so. All right, so this row is gonna be super simple. It's just gonna be single crochet all the way across. So this is where you get to practice your yarning over and pulling through. Yeah, all the way across. So super simple. So I'm just gonna go really fast on this row. Okay, last stitch. Remember, it's always there. You have to look for it. Otherwise, it'll start to shrink for you. So yeah, that's the last stitch. And again, remember chaining 1 and then you turn your work. We're always working left to right. Right? Is that how you do it? I have no idea, but we always work that way. Oh, I have not had enough coffee. I'm about to actually go pull through again. So next stitch right there. Oops, that changed my finger work, sorry. It makes it easier when you do it this way because it creates that X already. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so a lot of times when I'm working on big projects, I will yarn over with my pinky, and then I'll actually switch and do it this way so I have that tension I'm looking for. But this one, I noticed it is easier to do it the old way that I used to hold it, which is yarn over and then yarn over. So it makes this cross section. So it's yarn over in the same motion. Did that come through? I'm gonna do it again. Yarn over and yarn over. So yeah, it makes that X for you. So that will make this particular stitch much easier and quicker to do. See, the hardest part is getting your finger out of the hole if it already is. See, yeah, but that's the thing I'm noticing is I naturally am going back to the old way instead, or my new way of holding it versus the old way every time I take my finger out. So there's that nonsense. So I didn't realize I was doing it until I started recording. But it makes for very fast crocheting. There we go. All the things I notice. I hope this is not an okay, last stitch. So again, that's what the back looks like. Anytime you need to double check your work, just count how many loops or stitches that you do have. So we're going to chain our work and single crochet all the way across. And sometimes you just count in your head and that keeps you on track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, tangle, 9, I think that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, always remember that last little one, and 15. So right on track. So yeah, this would be super cute if you do like we're into making like doll clothing. I can see this being like a dress or whatever, or if like a doll house furniture. I can see this being like a duvet or like a little blanket. So these are super cute. There's so much that you can do. It depends on what you're into. So yeah, that is it. So you just continue on, and for the one that I made to make it the square, I did about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So you're going to continue that pattern of loop, single crochet, loop, single crochet, loop, single crochet, because you have that little bit of space in between side, since it's going to be blocked on that side. And then I did do a last little border ring row. So, but that's just my personal take. You don't need that in order to make this stitch. So yes. Okay, so that was it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was super quick. I do love my crafting moments when I get to share what I have learned. So I do hope you like this tutorial. I do have more hair things coming up soon. Just I'm enjoying this week because I did do my whole hair with Bergen Naturals that I actually haven't needed to do much with my hair so far this week. So that's pretty exciting. So I decided to do a protective style today. So I will have more coming up soon. Just today is not one of those days. So I'm really glad that you watched and enjoyed. If you want to see more crafting videos, I'll try to link them down below. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, guys.